Point Blank is my weekly show where I will hold nothing back on how I see things in our world. I'll take on social issues, politics, sports, economics, and finance. I will aim straight at the truth, take direct aim at issues. I'll be plain, blunt, explicit, expressive, and downright unreserved. I'll bring in or talk to people with opposing views on many of these issues. I'll bring in or talk to experts on the same issues. I'll bring in or talk to people on our streets here in Houston. So join me every Thursday as I take you on a journey, discussing issues in my own way and in my own words. So welcome to you all. You can follow me at Omo-Osagie, and you can also hashtag Pointblank. We'll take a quick break and we'll right back with the first issue of the day. Welcome back. This is still Point Blank, our regular Thursday show where we'll discuss and talk about a lot of issues in Nigeria and around the world. This first issue is what I title Politicians as Chameleons. I'll show you a short clip where I will come back and explain, and we'll talk about this.
Dr. Tope Aluko, a former secretary of the People's Democratic Party in Ekiti State, is making peace with the governor of the state, Mr. Ayo Fayose, less than 3 months after he made some damning allegations on Channels Television about how he claimed the Ekiti 2014 governorship election was rigged. Dr. Aluko has come forward to reconcile with the governor, whom he said was the architect of a grand plan of how the Ekiti election was rigged in favor of the PDP. Dr. Aluko in January said that huge sums of money were spent to manipulate INEC and the military in Mr. Fayose's favor. At about midnight on Sunday, he was caught on camera and was asked the reasons for his move.
You talked about betrayal, sir. You talked about betrayal in your interview.
About what?
Betrayal, that you were betrayed.
But then, am I not standing beside him now?
That means have you rallied around to get what you want, sir?
No, this is not about position. This is about peace. This is about misunderstanding. This is about talking together. This is about family community. This is about well-meaning Nigerians stepping in. And that's what we have achieved now.
You gave far-reaching allegations about the governor. Are you retracting those things?
What I am saying is that as far as there are people that are on it, and there are issues that we are talking about. But what I'm saying now is that I'm here and he's here. We did the wedding yesterday. And tonight, you see us, you can see that there are well-meaning Nigerians around, and the whole family. We have dissolved.
Are you saying that all of those things that you said are not true?
We are moving forward, Shiv. We are moving forward.
For whatever has happened in the past, I mean, I am the father, and I should be seen as the father. And I should see it as one of those things and accommodate everybody. If I leave him to the whole world, who will be there for him? Nobody. I am his father and his brother. Whatever the past has held for all of us, I am still his father.
Have you forgiven him, sir? Have you forgiven him, sir?
Well, you see, whether you are talking of forgiveness, Aluko remains my boy, my son. Like I said, whatever has happened, even if whatever you have said in the public, whatever you say, whatever you have said, there's time to move forward beyond that.
We are moving forward.
Thank you very much. I just want to appreciate you. Let me tell you very expressly, I am the father of Ekiti, Dr. T.K. Aluko. Remains my boy, my subject, my brother, whatever the past has held for us, we still have to move forward. There's no gainsaying that yesterday has come and gone, but we are moving into tomorrow. God helping us.
Many times I look at the many people who who, for whatever reasons, support politicians in a do-or-die affair. Nigerian politics is not about party ideology. People believe what they want to believe. To me, they are all the same, and there's no need dying for them. They don't have a cause that you need to die for. The clip you just watched was Dr. Aluko, an ally of the governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose. He had come out sometime in January and recanted all what had happened in the last election for governor in that state. He talked about how it was all planned and hatched, and Fayose won the election. Many of us thought that this was the beginning of Nigeria changing its ways, where we're now having those we call whistleblowers who help us solve issues or solve problems. But Dr. Aluko was not a whistleblower. For whatever reason, Aluko has changed his color. He's a chameleon. He's a political chameleon, because last weekend, or about a week ago, we all saw Aluko, or heard Aluko, prostrating in front of Governor Fayose and begging for forgiveness. He was actually asked by a reporter, so all what you said the last time, what happened? He said, let bygones be bygones. Basically, he's moved on. Nobody knows what has happened, but he's moved on. So what he's telling us, we should also move on. I have done my bit. It's over. And this is what I'm saying. Why do we have to kill ourselves because of our politicians? There's no ideology behind politics in Nigeria, and we're not even trying to build an ideology. People believe what they believe, and a lot of people become suckers to these politicians. Our politicians are pure chameleons. I will give you my point-blank statement at the end of the program, but right now, let me move into another chameleon. We all saw how, and the picture will be showing on your screen right now, the picture of Patience Jonathan and former President Olusegun Obasanjo in a very warm embrace. I found it hard to believe. I'm not saying Patience Jonathan shouldn't embrace Obasanjo. That's not what I'm saying. But they were way too cozy for a man who had insulted her husband less than a year ago. For a man who had basically said the husband was who has ruined Nigeria. And they now have this embrace less than 1 year. It is amazing how our people change. Obasanjo is a big-time political chameleon. Only God knows why he's doing that, but this is what he did, and that picture should be very irritating to a lot of us. In our system, we have to start to build a political loyalty to ideology, because it's political ideas that actually build strong institutions. Again, I will come back at the end in my point-blank statement as to how I feel. That should be an interesting take when we get there. So see you soon. In 3 months, Nigeria will be a participant at the 2016 Rio Olympics. In 2012 in London, Nigeria left that event without a medal. It was our worst outing since Moscow Olympics in 1980. After the Olympics in 1980, we actually set up a commission. This time it was a sex scandal commission, but I'm not going to go into that. But we did set up a commission to see what had gone wrong in 1980. And in 2012, after the debacle of that London Olympics, the president then, President Jonathan, hosted a sports summit where we discussed all that was wrong with Nigerian sports. Today, 3 months away from Rio in August, Nigeria is still asking, how well are we going to do? Now, that's not a problem. We still have to go and participate. We've had a lot of people qualify. This past week, we had our wrestlers qualify. We have our weightlifters in. We have table tennis in. We have a track and field in. We have a men's basketball in. So we really do have a few quality sports in which we're going to participate. The question is, how well would we do? But we have to wait and see. Like they always say here in America, you wait to play the game. You have to play it first to know how well we'll do. But that's not my quarrel today. The issue I have today is the Minister of Sports has set up a commission, a ministerial commission, to do what? First of all, he scrapped the position of Director General in our Sports Commission. Now, he now has an idea to develop sports, to replace our present service-oriented model with a private sector developmental approach. A service-oriented model, that is what we had. That is news to me. Because our sports managers, those that control the sports, have never been into service orientation. They don't service us. I have been an athlete in Nigeria, and I know what happens in that place. So we're changing from a service-oriented to what? He calls it, we're changing to a private sector development approach. Private sector development, that's a toll gate. That's equal to a toll gate. We're bringing a toll gate to sports. In America, it is called pay to play. Can we afford to do that with Nigerian sports? Pay to play. My belief is that they don't actually understand what they are after. What we need to do is to strengthen the service-oriented things we're doing now, because that is where the fault is. It's not to change it, it's to strengthen that. And the mistake he's making is that having big words like private sector development, does he know that that's a toll gate approach? And when we talk about building toll gates, there are always other roads you can take. If we go fully into private sector development in sports, we will never, never have sports in Nigeria, because we don't have the same kind of cultural sports orientation that Americans have. That is why America is the only country that has private sports. I mean, you look around, we're just coming through the winter. All over the city of Houston, you see these warehouse-like buildings on a Friday night, on a Wednesday night, and so many cars out there. You step in it, there are about 3 indoor soccer pitches, and people are playing indoor soccer, and everybody playing there has paid to play. We cannot afford to do that in Nigeria. We will have absolutely no development on a private sector. So I think the minister is making a mistake. But again, I will make my point-blank statement at the end. So I'll take a quick break. And when we come back, I'll wrap this up with my direct and blunt statements about the 2 issues, the political chameleon and the switch from service orientation to private sports development. Be right back. Welcome back. My name is Patrick Omo-Osagie. Welcome again back to Point Blank. This is the show where I'm going to be blunt on issues. I'm going to tell you as I see them, and I welcome your response on my Twitter handle and on our hashtag Point Blank. So let's feel free to always get into conversations with me off air. I'll be happy to discuss with you. So let me finish with this sports debacle as I see it. This Sports Ministerial Commission that has been set up today is being led by a very well-known guy in the sports circle in Nigeria, Godwin Kienke. He's an ex-international tennis player. He actually runs an international tennis academy, and he's done well for the development of tennis in Nigeria. But like I say, he's done well for what? The tennis development in Nigeria? I don't think we have any Nigerian in the top 200 players in the world. I'm not blaming him for it, but look, that's what he does. Who is also on this commission, ministerial commission? Segun Odegbami. I don't know what to say about this. Look, I love Segun Odegbami. He played for Nigeria. He captained Nigeria. He does the sports. He's a consultant in sports and all that. But don't we have any younger people? Chief Odegbami is well over 60, I want to believe. We need younger people within our system. Also on this commission is Sam Amedu. We also have Kayode Thomas, who's a sports journalist, and we have one of our Olympic medalists, Mary Onyali. We also have a bunch of other people, but look, the constitution of the commission is really irrelevant. What is important to me is what they've been asked to do. And what they've been asked to do, I think, is wrong for sports development in Nigeria. When I come back, I'm going to round off and tell you exactly how I feel about the two issues we have discussed today. So catch us right back on Point Blank. Welcome back to Point Blank. Look, I know a lot of you are wondering what we are all about here, but I'd love for you to go to my Twitter handle and send me messages and make comments, even ask questions. And on this show, starting from next week, I'd love to answer your questions. I'd love to even mention your name and talk about what you've commented on. It is our show. It is for us. It is for us Nigerians here in Houston, or for Africans, depending on the topic we're covering. I'd love to hear from you. Or you can also use our hashtag Point Blank, or any of the any of the things that is scrolling on, which is our phone number. You can send us a text. Actually, you can use the text messaging service. Let's do that. So starting from next week, I would address some of the things we talk about. Now, let me finish this. Let me be point blank about the chameleon nature of our politicians. They change colors. Why do they do that? Is it because of a lack of ideology? It has to be. I look at other countries around the world. Usually we have conservatives and we have liberals. Can anybody tell me what Bukola Saraki is? Is he a conservative or is he a liberal? But there are people that support him because he's Bukola Saraki. It's not because he has any ideology. And that is something we need to start to change. Ideology is what's going to create a good political institution in Nigeria. People would follow an ideology because they believe that's what's going to be good for us, good for them, and as a country, good for everybody. If we had either a conservative or liberal ideology, you will not have people jumping from party to party just because one party is likely to win. That is diluting the substance of a politics, and we need to stop that. We have too many politicians that are chameleons that change color at will. They go from green to red. They go from what's the PDP symbol? They go from one to carrying a broom and all that, from an umbrella to a broom. We can't keep doing that. People have to be a little bit stable in their thinking about what is good for the country. So that is my point blank statement or idea on political chameleons. On sports and the issue of changing from service orientation to development, to private development in sports. How do you do that? Sports generally is service-oriented. The reason kids are brought into sports is just not because you want them to be Olympic athletes. It's because of health. It's because of social development. Coming together in a team event is very good for kids. It's also good for their health, exercising and all that. All that is service to a people. The government cannot go away from that. Private development in sports is wrong for us at this time. We don't have the culture. Only one country in the world has that and is successful at it, and that is the United States of America. Most of us here know how much we've spent on our kids in private sports development. But But that cannot operate anywhere else in the world. It doesn't operate in England. It doesn't operate in France. It doesn't operate in Belgium. And it should not operate in Nigeria. What we need is to strengthen, and I emphasize the word strengthen. Strengthen our what? Our service orientation in government sports, in government funding or procurement or pushing our sports. That's what we need to do. We don't need to do any other thing. If we can strengthen and make the people that run a sport, that they need to be of service to us, our sports will be better. That's my take on this issue, and that's my take for the week. See you all here next week, Thursday. But in the meantime, go to my Twitter handle, which is PJ Osagie, and tweet at me. I need questions, I need commentaries from you, because some of this I can answer or even discuss what you've commented on. You can also use a text message system. But the number is scrolling on your TV. Just send a text to me or to us, and we'll be happy to put your thoughts on air. You can also use a hashtag to follow us, hashtag Pointblank. In the meantime, don't forget to watch this program. Talk to it about your friend. I mean, help us broadcast this program. I think this is a program that we all want you to be part of because it's important to us to discuss issues that really bother us. So, for now, I'm Patrick Omo-Osagie. See you next week, Thursday. Bye.